For 500 years, the American cattleman has evolved around seasons and cycles. His life has revolved. Boil it down to one statement that still holds true. Take care of your cows and your grass. They'll do their best to take care of you. I was third out of 4 boys. Our names all start with R. Ronnie Paul was just too long, and it got shortened to RP, and by the time we'd gone very far, I wasn't even deserving of the extra syllable, and it was just down to ARP, so. My great-grandfather and great-grandmother would have come, and that was actually on the ground down on the South Loop. That gets back into the 1800s, and that was my mom's side of the family.
R.P. Smith's roots in Custer County reach back to the sod house era, when Solomon Butcher roamed the countryside, capturing his iconic photographs.
My dad enjoyed farming a lot more than I did, although he enjoyed the livestock too. The percentage of farming genes seems to have gotten diluted out, and we have become more livestock people.
Life as a rancher is just one side of who he is. He's also a poet.
He wears a wide-brimmed hat. His legs are bowed. There's no counting the calves he's wrestled or miles he's rode. Some say his breed is dying. There ain't as many as before.
Cowboy poetry is a niche tradition, dating back to the days of the cattle trails. It centers on the work and lifestyle of cowboys, who turn their daily experiences into verse.
If you're not observant, you're just going to write the same poem over and over. It all comes back to here, maybe more than it should. The connection with the livestock and the land is what gets me out of bed, and the rest of it's just icing on the cake.
Tonight, representing are Waddy Mitchell and Baxter Black. Gentlemen.
They found that plants feel pain. Pain?
No, I didn't know.
Yes. And so that inspired this little piece entitled The Vegetarian's Nightmare.
Okay.
The spark for R.P.'s poetry came one night while he was watching cowboy poets on a late-night talk show.
Tomatoes were wincing in fear.
But it was a call from a higher star that turned his life in a new direction.
That I'd accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and I think he just decided I needed to do something other than just follow cows around, which I was very content doing. 500 years of droughts, blizzards, brand and fire smoke. That wheel just keeps turning. We are part of the spoke.
He wrote his first verse at 27. It was about a bad day at a sale barn.
I had sold a cow that day that I thought I had gotten a pretty short end of the stick kind of a deal. I wrote a derogatory poem about cattle buyers and presented it to my best friend as a wedding gift. That was how that started.
Eventually, R.P. began performing his poems locally. He's performed in nearly every county in the state.
My dad, once I got going, he was the biggest promoter that I could have had. He was pretty proud that I did the poetry.
One boy is remounted, now he's taking a nap. The cow goes right, she's making a break.
Today, he's a frequent performer at national gatherings, including the iconic Cowboy Poetry Festival in Elko, Nevada.
My mom is to my right doing pony side passes. My daughter to the left does not have her glasses.
I'd say the poetry made me a better rancher, but it probably hasn't made me a better parent. I give my wife most of the credit. I like Nebraska, where I could go do a show and get back in time for chores in the morning and kind of maintain a little more normalcy. Our grandkids come every day after school. We get them for a couple hours every day, and that's really cool. There's an awful lot I don't have it figured out, and I'm not doing a whole lot better with the grandkids, but it's not for lack of trying. He's had a good life on the northern Great Plains, and his hands feel best when they hold the reins.
While he writes about his appreciation for land, life, and family, and all the places they've taken him, one question remains. Would RP ever give up ranching for poetry?
Well, I'm pretty fortunate. I mean, if I never do another show, I'd still got something to do every day as long as I can do it. I don't do the poetry so I can leave the ranch. I do the poetry so I can stay. Such a buckaroo mob you seldom will see, a grandma, 4 kids, and the foreman, that's me. Trying to wrangle this motley crew so the cows are corralled when the evening is through. As we enter the pasture, I lay out the plot and hope that everything works like it ought. The cows are described by color and number. As my list gets longer, my help starts to slumber. We need 301. She's a black brockle face. Her ear tag is green. Check the blues just in case. When you've got 'em paired up, use the gate by the tank. Let's hustle. The clouds, they're forming a bank. My mom is to my right doing pony side passes. My daughter to the left does not have her glasses. And the boys are loping right through the main herd, singing without a discouraging word. And I'm questioning if this job makes any sense when Tink nips a calf and it runs through the fence. Then one of the boys comes back in a flash chasing 031 on a 100-yard dash. I thought you said red, isn't that number right? And the foreman, that's me, gets a little uptight. Before we go further, I need to explain, with grandmas and kids, you don't talk like John Wayne. You very soon find if you give your tongue slack that the help takes it in and then plays it all back. And I said I'm the foreman, not the same as the boss. She stays at headquarters. On my ears she might toss if she hears from the crew while they're hitting the hay. An expanded vocabulary, they heard Daddy say. Then I hear about it in a tone none too sweet. When it comes to kids' minds, there's no hit and delete. We need 301, her ear tag is green. I yell it out louder and I sound kind of mean, but I hardly get noticed. Sure wish I could whistle. The boys are playing tag, Mom's pulling the thistle. My daughter's horse is grazing the grass. If this is a test, I probably won't pass. My mount hits a lope as I beller and blow. We never will finish if you keep moving slow. Sis, go left, don't let him turn back. Tink, back off and give him some slack. 3 boys on the ground. Did they stumble and fall? No, they dismounted when they heard nature call. Tink, sis, go. Mom, fill up the gap. 1 boy has remounted. Now he's taking a nap. The cow goes right. She's making a break. I'm riding a colt. This could be a mistake. Get in front of the cow, I shout out in vain. Dad, my saddle's slipping. It's starting to rain. Sis, help your brother. Turn around, you old bat. No, not you. Mom, just stay where you're at. Keep the calf with the cow. Don't let them split up. Go the other way now. Oh, you crazy pup. Think, sis, go. Mom, turn toward the gate. We'll take 'em on through. You're doing just great. Come over here, boys. Don't be moving slow. We've got 1 pair sorted. There's just a dozen to go.